Hello, my name is Dominique Perry, and today I'll be talking to you about online classes. Why you should take them over in-person class. Have you ever thought about taking an online class? If so, why? Is it more convenient? Do you do better with online classes than the traditional class? My goal today is to persuade you into taking online classes and to tell you why it's a good thing. I have done my research through the web and also have personal experience in online classes. I believe for you to be persuaded, you need to know the following things: the history of online classes, the pros of online classes, and the cons of online classes. First thing first, I will talk to you about the history of online classes. According to Eric Robertson of Udemy, online classes has started all the way back in the 1960s in Chicago, Illinois. It wasn't a big thing because computers wasn't advanced, but there was teacher to student interaction outside class, and that was their form of online classing. Throughout the 70s and 80s, it got better, but in the 90s, it really got booming because students were allowed to they were actually allowed to get their bachelor's, master's, and associate's degree with only online learning, without a teacher in place. And also in the 90s, e-learning came along, and that was a game changer because e-learning it made all states in America to put out online classes in every single state. So every single student who wants the opportunity to have online classes have that choice. And with that, there every single year since e-learning has been introduced in the 90s, students have been wanting to do more online classes more than ever. And since 1991 to 2019, there are a total of 6,700,000 students that have enrolled in online classes yearly, and the number is continuing to rise, and it's not going to stop because online is more convenient. Now that I told you about the history of online classes, let me tell you about the pros. There are many pros to online classes. One of them is flexibility. According to Campus Explorer, there are more convenient and flexible to do online class if you have a family, or if you have a job, or if you just can't be in class all the time. Online class, it allows you to have that flexibility of, let me have a job, let me have a family, or let me provide for my family, instead of being on campus every single day, having to drive on campus every single day, and then leave campus to just go to work. You can honestly schedule your class how you want to schedule it, and you can work around that schedule. So you can work in the day and then have all your classes at night, or you can do a class at 4, then do a class at 8, and while you're spending time with your kids in that 4-hour span. Another pro is that it is convenient. As I stated before, students are able to work when there's time, and it allows them not to be on campus all the time. It allows them not to be on campus all the time, and it allows them not to drive onto campus and take up parking. which leads to my third pro. My third pro is cost saving. Driving to campus, as I experienced this semester, has been a hassle because putting gas in the car and drive back and forth, and we have big block schedules driving back and forth, putting gas in the car, leaving, trying to find a parking space might be like the class. It is not always the best feeling. It's not the best thing to do. So online class, it cuts that out because you personally are doing all the work. You are at home, and since you are at home, you're not driving. And since you're not driving, you have more time to do your work, and you have more time to study, and you won't have to worry about trying to find a parking space. And another thing about online class, with cost saving is that the wages gap. Well, not wage gap. Is that the cost of attendance because in-class cost of attendance versus online class cost of attendance for a associate's degree is $50,000. For a bachelor's degree is $70,000, and for a master's degree is a whopping $100,000 difference. So I'm just saying, if you want a bigger bang for your buck, online classes might be the way to go. Now, since we talked about all the pros, let's talk about the cons of online classes. Just as much that there are many pros to online classes, there are cons to online classes as well. The first con of online classes is the decrease in interaction with people. Study by Jim McCall at Langston University. The average human interact with people. The average human interact with 7 people a day. With online classes, you're more likely not going to reach that 7 people a day, and there are ways to go around it, but if you are in an online class, you are more likely not going on campus. You're more likely not going to interact with students, and you're more likely not going to join clubs. So the interaction / social level will go down if you take online classes. Another con is Another con is technology. Technology is a huge thing when it comes to online classes because technology is all you have. With technology and online classes, you will need a computer, more than likely. You will need internet, and you will also need all the resources that you need. And not everybody have these resources, so online classes may not be for everyone, and that goes into my third con, and that is the discipline, self-discipline. Some people need that extra kick from a teacher, or they need that extra push of going into the class, or going into the school. Online classes, you don't get that. You are your own mediator. You monitor yourself. You have to do what you have to do because there are deadlines when it comes to online classes. And with those deadlines, if you do not meet them, you will fail. Plain and simple. And with that right there, some people can't do it. And honestly, I was like that at first, but obviously, I like online classes. Only the real motivated people who can do that, who can actually monitor themselves and who can actually kick themselves into the right direction and keep pushing themselves are really self-motivated people can really do online classes. And then my thought. I've been taking online classes for the past 2 years, and I found that I do better at my own pace. I am my own pace. I am gone from school a lot. And I work a lot, and I have a kid now. So doing online class has been the best option for me because I have a busy life, and I actually like going at my own pace instead of going to the teacher's place. If I don't understand stuff, I can look up something online that can actually teach me. Today I told you about the history, pros and cons of online classes, and if you enjoy doing school at your own pace in online class, then I truly believe online class is the best thing and the best option for you. Thank you.